Welcome to the Widowed Parent Podcast with your host, Jenny Lisk.
Hey everyone, I'm here today on the Widowed Parent Podcast Live with Ryan Loiselle of Friends Way. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Well, so first of all, tell me, where are you located?
So we are located in Warwick, Rhode Island, a few miles from the airport, and we're serving families all across Rhode Island as well as southeastern Massachusetts and Connecticut.
Terrific. Okay, great. And so can you tell us what kind of programs do you have?
So at Friendsway, we have our peer-based support groups for families who are grieving the loss of somebody in their family, ages 3 through 18, and we run throughout the school calendar year, September through June.
Gotcha. Okay. And so ages 3 through 18, so you have groups for little kids and teenagers and medium-sized kids. And do you have any groups for parents at all?
So our parent-adult group is offered simultaneously while our kids groups are meeting. So the requirement to become involved in our program is to have a child between the ages of 3 and 18 and also be the adult who is raising the kids.
Gotcha. Okay, but there is a group for them while the kids are doing their thing.
That is correct, yes.
Right. Okay, great. And I'm assuming, well, we might be having two different discussions. What are you doing right now virtually, and then what do you do in normal times? So I guess right now, are you doing this virtually or in person, or how does that work?
We are doing a hybrid. So we have 5 program nights, and 4 of the 5 are a hybrid model, so very small in-person, sometimes 1, 2, or 3 kids in with 1 or 2 of the volunteers, simultaneously while a Zoom is going on with a couple other volunteers and, 2, 3, 4 other kids. So that's happening on 4 of our nights, and then we have 1 night that is solely virtual, so everybody's in the comfort of their own home while we're having group.
Yeah, okay. And this is 5 nights per month, or?
Yes, so it's basically like two groups 1 week, and then 3 groups the next.
Gotcha.
And then we just alternate back and forth.
So any given group meets twice a month, basically?
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. And then when we're back to normal times, you have a center somewhere where you have groups, or how does that work?
We do. So our center is in Warwick, and I miss the times where we would be gathering between 20 and 25 families. We would have between 60 and 80 people in the building. We're starting our evening with dinner over pizza and salad and laughter and chaos and commotion, like the things we all miss.
Yeah.
And then our kids groups divide then, so our preschool aged, elementary, middle school, high school, and then the adult caregiver group stays upstairs in the building while the kids groups are downstairs.
Yeah, that sounds terrific. Well, I hope you guys can get back to that very soon here.
We do too.
Yeah. Okay, and what about cost to participate, and what about, is there any, for types of loss of people who can come?
So our program remains free at no cost to our families to participate.
Terrific.
We are nonprofit, relying on grants, fundraisers, and donations. And people in Rhode Island have a small state mentality, meaning that sometimes people may not drive to the next city because it's too far. But again, I joke and say that because we have some families that will drive over an hour to get to us, and some families that may not drive 15 minutes. So, located in Rhode Island, we're the only children's bereavement center offering the services that we're doing. So we will get families that are south of Boston that it might be easier for them to drive to us versus head into the city. So we say that if you can get to us, then you are welcome to participate.
And regardless of type of loss, is it parent loss, sibling loss?
So we have any loss that has happened, the majority of the time tends to be the death of their father. Probably about 65% of our families have experienced the death of their dad. We have a night solely dedicated to overdose loss, addiction, death, substance use. But again, there are other nights that have, many families that have experienced a loss due to many circumstances. But we were able to have a grant-funded program that would offer that to families affected by overdose and opioid use.
Yeah, terrific. Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit here away from the logistics and just ask, how do you think a program like this can be helpful to families and kids who are grieving?
So I think our program, along with the hundreds of others across the country and across the world, helps kids still be a kid while they're grieving. And I think more importantly, especially today, where people feel isolated in their grief and parents and guardians are turning to us a lot sooner than they normally would to say, my kid's father died last night. They're at school today, and I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what to do. So it's myself, as well as other professionals, I'm assuming, across the country, that are listening and validating and saying, you know your kid best. You know how they're going to respond when they hear sad news, and create a safe, supportive environment for them to do that. So I think more so, kids need to know that they're not alone. They need to know that, unfortunately, yes, there are other kids and teens and families that have experienced the loss of their parent or sibling or grandparent who was like a mom or a dad to them, so that they get to experience the raw, hard, difficult feelings. Then you also get to talk about sports and football and dance and who you like for music, and share about feelings and coping skills. And then it naturally goes into, you're so much easier to talk to about this because you can relate to me and my friends can't. So we're bringing together the club that nobody wants to belong to in a safe, supportive way, so that they can commiserate but also smile and regain their childhood.
Yeah, terrific. Well, I hope that anybody who is near you will give you guys a call or check out your website, and because I do think that you're absolutely right. It's wonderful when kids and families and teens who all have experienced a loss like that can join together and come together and see that they're not so alone.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, terrific. Okay, just to wrap up, I always like to ask my guests on the regular long show, if you could say one thing to widowed parents, what would you say to them?
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep plugging forward. Trust your instincts. And reach out and ask for help.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you. And very, very last question, where can people find Friends Way?
Can find us at friendsway.org, and phone number, Facebook, everything is on our website, and would love to see where this may reach, but very happy that you had us on today, Jenny.
Well, thank you so much, Ryan. Great speaking with you.
You too.
Thank you for listening to the Widowed Parent Podcast with your host, Jenny Lisk. Connect with us on social media and at widowedparentpodcast.com.